All right, welcome back, kings and queens. Y'all, today we are talking the Real Housewives of Potomac season 9 reunion part 1. It was good. I thought it was really, really good. I still feel as if I believe this is the right mix of cast. I'm not a huge fan of Mia. They can do without Mia. And I think should they decide that Mia is no longer a good fit, because Mia is just, I think there's some problems there with all of the dang lying. The lying poses a huge problem, not only to the women that she engages with, but also the people that she puts things on, Gordon and whomever else, right? So this is what I think. I think if they get rid of Mia, don't try to replace her with anybody else. I think the ladies that will be left, that's enough. I think that's enough. You don't need 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 ladies. I think stick with what you have. Consider removing Mia and you'll be good to go. Did you all enjoy the Real Housewives of Potomac, the reunion part 1? I did, but what are your thoughts? Who do you feel looked the best on the set, um, and why? We can start there. But I want to get into it real quick. We're not going to be here long, so let's talk about it. For those of you who are just tuned in, or if you're new to the channel, welcome to the palace. I am Queen Sheba. I cover a variety of hot topics specific to reality television, but most importantly, I hone in on the psychological and the behavioral traits of the Black experience.
Subscribe
All
now.
right, so they opened up the reunion with this video segment with Karen, who's actually, during the time that they were filming the reunion, Karen had checked herself into a rehab facility. So they opened it up with Karen, and she accepted full responsibility for her current state, the situation. And I have to pause. And the reason why I say I have to pause is because I felt, or do you feel that it was genuine? Do you feel Karen's apology was genuine? Now, it really doesn't matter what we feel, but I just want to know. I believe it's the first step in the right direction. And if I'm correct, based on what they said on this segment, sentencing should be coming soon for her. I feel like she's scared to death. Poor Karen. In that moment, my heart really hurted for her because of her age, because of just she has a lot to lose by way of family, reputation, status. And I believe reality has set in for Karen in that moment. She put herself in the hot seat, which is, I have to give her a thumbs up for that. She put herself in the hot seat from a recovery facility. And Karen, I give you grace for that. A lot of people would utilize being in a recovery center as a reason not to come on camera. They would not invite us in to see the reality of it all. So, because of that, um, I believe she's facing the music. And when a person is at their lowest, sometimes we have to be willing to put our feelings aside. And that's why I'm kind of giving Wendy the side eye. Because damn, put your feelings aside. I feel as if Wendy had too much to say. Everything isn't an opportunity for a political discussion. Like sometimes you just have to hold space and say, you know what, I'm going to handle that when they're back up to par. Therefore, it's an equal playing field and I can fight fair. She's in no position to spar with you. Um, and I just feel like sometimes Wendy, let me just keep it real. Wendy gets on my nerves a lot. She gets on my nerves a lot. She has too much of an opinion. That's just it. And Ashley, so they were talking to Ashley in her dressing room regarding Karen's situation. Ashley, you can't feel any kind of way. You know, Wendy and Ashley took the stance that if you're a real friend and when something like that happens, at least answer the phone. um when the people that love you and care about you is calling, baby, let me explain something about you. I mean, let me explain something about life. Okay, ain't nobody answering their phone in their midnight hour. And if you don't know what the midnight hour is, honey, that's something that they say in the old Baptist churches, the elders of the church. Your midnight hour is the things that keep you up at night, the things that can drop you to your knees and have you calling out in the name of the Lord, whether you're a believer or not, things that just keep you awake, things that, man, it shakes your entire foundation. So when people are really going through it, most people disconnect, they tag out. So I didn't like Ashley and Wendy having a level of expectation from Karen in what I consider to be Karen's midnight hour. These women, in my opinion, Ashley, Wendy, the fakes up there, these women have no idea how true friendship works. When your friend is at his lowest or her lowest, you know what you do? There are no expectations. I'm not going to expect you to call me because I know you're going through. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to check on you. I'm going to give you a little time first because sometimes in the beginning may not be the right time. Hell, sometimes people don't know what to say. They don't know what to do. They have no words for what they're experiencing. They're processing and they're simply probably trying to figure it out. But you check on her. You know your friend is struggling. So why is there an expectation when she's not fully herself for her to behave as if she's normal? I don't know. That's my thoughts on that. What are your thoughts? And what I mean by that, what are your thoughts on the level of expectation, unreasonable expectation that I feel Ashley and Wendy were popping off about at the initial beginning of the segment? Now let's talk about the looks. As far as the total looks, and the naturalness of it all, I felt Giselle. I believe Giselle looks the best on the stage. I do. Because I like natural, beautiful looks. Sometimes we can adorn ourselves too much and it really takes away from the natural beauty that you bring as yourself, as a woman. And I feel like Giselle looked the best on the stage, period, point blank. I feel the lady supported Karen with her decision to check herself into a private recovery facility. Overall, I feel like the consensus was that of support. Wendy, you coming too hard, baby. I just cannot with Wendy. I cannot with her. Girl, you are not her friend. Now, let me tell you what I mean by that. See, sometimes we can't get caught up in the okey doke. Wendy is not Karen's friend. And as a result, Karen has not been Wendy's friend. Well, what you mean by that, Queen Sheba? Let me roll it out. Let me explain it to you. I feel like Wendy understands the assignment of knowing how to work a room. Yeah, Wendy knows how to work a room. Wendy is a political player. She's going to say, she's going to do all of the right things. And if you're not careful, it comes across as a friendship when really it's not. Okay. So I feel like Karen was able to decipher the real from the fake, honey. And that's why you're getting what you get with Karen. But Wendy's a bit too rehearsed for my liking. And I thank you, Stacy. I thank you for your heart stance, for her heart stance in the moment and her reasonability regarding Karen. I feel like Stacy could have gone in, right? Because Karen was being a little messy, at the season finale as it relates to Stacy, but Stacy didn't take a shot. And that's the difference between understanding how to be a friend and a person that poses as a friend that's really not a friend. Wendy is a covert enemy. She took her shot while Karen is down. Stacy didn't, even though Stacy really ain't feeling Karen. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? So I appreciate Stacy for not going low when she could have. And I'm sorry, but I love Giselle and Karen's friendship. I teared up when Karen came on the screen and expressed her gratitude for the other Black women on that stage. It's so beautiful to see because she was in a vulnerable moment. She could have came on with an attitude. She could have came on postured and defensive, but she didn't. And it was beautiful for her. It was beautiful for me, in my opinion. And what about you? It was beautiful to witness her express her gratitude, her love, and her appreciation to the people that she loved. She said that Giselle sent flowers with a simple note, one step at a time. Y'all, that was so beautiful to me. I'm sorry. That was like one of those moments I was like, oh my God, this is so beautiful. I just love, love, love. I just love it. Whomever decided to dress Karen in white, ooh, that was a great decision. She looked so beautiful And I'm talking about the second segment that they showed her on the when it was time for her to do the reunion. She was dressed in white. She had on like this beautiful sweater dress. Karen is drop dead gorgeous. And I wish nothing but the best for her, for the inside to match the outside. Whatever it is that's tormenting her, I wish her a speedy recovery. I wish her nothing but just magnificent healing, because I think she deserves everything that she has and then some. But I need her. And I'm rooting for you, Karen. I want you to work on whatever it is that keeps you in a dark place. Okay. That's it. But she looks so beautiful. And it seemed like Wendy may have felt y'all some kind of way because Karen didn't shout her out. That's because you're a fake friend, Wendy. Karen has lived this life long enough. I'm sorry. And yes, can Karen be messy? Absolutely. But Karen has lived this life long enough to where she can recognize. And Wendy, you know how to play the game. Game recognizes game. Wendy is not a true friend to any of those women on the show. This is an opportunity for Wendy to rise, to make money, and that's what she's doing. That's what I feel. Do you all feel like, and this is not tearing Wendy down, I'm just saying the optics of it all. Do you feel like Wendy is a good, really true friend, heart and all, emotional and all, to anybody on that show? I'm asking sincerely. You know what Wendy comes across to me? She's the type that will do the right thing when the cameras are on her. And she will say and do the right thing because she understands. Check, check, check. This is what you do. This is what you say. All of that Karen's not here to defend herself. I get it. It sounds good and it's the right thing to do. But is it coming from the heart? I don't know. This is what I think, y'all. And we're about to wrap it up. I think Karen has never forgotten how Wendy attacked her during Wendy's first season on the show. I'm Team Karen all day, every day. And say what you want. I know y'all, some of y'all don't care for Andy, but I love me some Andy. I feel like he did a good job. He did a good job. Now, there was a portion of the segment where Wendy starts running down her education again, and then she started talking about her kids and how they have like this trust set up, that her kids must get a master's degree. They must speak this language and that language, and there's a bonus attached to it. That's corny to me. And I know I'm kind of being a little judgy here. I feel like that's a bit corny to attach money to an education. It's just loopy. I'm not with it because what's going to happen is you're going to program and condition your kids to do shit just because of money and not for the joy of purposeful living. What about allowing them to choose, to flourish in their natural God given talents without attaching a dime, a penny, a nickel, or dollar to it? What if one of your children really grows up to be more on the artsy side? And it's not that they don't value education, but maybe their strength is in a different realm. And guess what? They're not going to be rewarded if this trust exists because the other kids chose to check off something on the list. That's what I mean when I say I don't really care for Wendy. She's kind of like a task master, and tasking is good. And I think she's very technical, and I think that's good too. But what about things from the heart where you're authentic and just genuine? I don't know. What are y'all's thoughts? But rock on. Hell, it ain't my family. Rock on. And I know Stacy later on kind of chimed in about Karen and how she felt about Karen, but let's keep it real cuz I think somebody on the stage asked Stacy, "Why did you choose to disclose what Karen told you after you fell out with her?" Look, won't they do it? Won't they do it? Soon as they get mad on Mad Day, I'm going to tell everything. Go right ahead. And that lets you know. You know what I ain't telling. That's the kind of you don't want that. They're gonna tell everything. Stacy, you don't want to be that kind of girl. Because if the truth be told, you turned on Karen because she didn't walk in your doggy fashion show. Let's keep it real. So um, we found out that what Ashley set up with Michael Darby that she will receive child support, but no alimony because that's the way the prenup was set up. You know what? Kudos to you. Kudos to you because I'm sure she received a lump sum of money. Now, we also found out that Giselle and Ashley decided to pivot the direction of G&A. So they're no longer selling clothes on the website. And part of the reason is Ashley did not want to invest her own money. I don't blame her. Retail is not a lucrative field unless like you have this huge department store. I don't blame her. So as a result, it may have fizzled out. That's what I'm thinking. G&A may have fizzled out before it even got started. Now, they ended on this note. Let's talk about it real quick. They ended on what happened in Miami. Ooh, Mia is a low down, dirty girl. Mia is a messy, low down, unreliable. I don't see how anyone could feel safe with Mia in friendship, in a relationship, because Mia is going to run a number on you. Okay. She is such a liar. She invited Jazzy and Stacy to Miami to celebrate her birthday and pulled a no-show on them. She ghosted them, y'all. Had these people to invest their own money in their own flights, their own hotel, and of course, you got to come with the outfits, and did not answer their texts, their phone calls, and the whole time she knew they were coming, and she sat her behind on that reunion stage and lied and said she did not know. Girl, and y'all, she tried to say, well, you were talking to my POC, meaning her point of contact. Girl, don't POC me. Don't play with me. All of a sudden, you have a point of contact when it comes to your birthday party. So, ooh, child, Mia, are you okay? Because maybe it's really you with the mental diagnosis that we should be worried about and not so much Gordon. And then she tried to cry for her bad behavior. I cannot. I cannot. Cry, 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 baby. I cannot. You were wrong. You invited those folks to Miami and you ghosted them after they arrived. That's it. That's all. Real Housewives of Potomac, reunion part 1. Let's take it to the chat.